Did want to chop it up with a couple minutes with my guy JJ Peters from Sports Town. JJ, I know you've been doing your thing, so just wanted to get a little bit of backstory from you here on LakerLand before we got off. Just letting the people know a little bit about your platform, how you got started, where you from and what you got going on with your brand. So when it comes to content creating, JJ, how long have you been content creating, and when did you start the Sports Town Network platform?
So it all started back for me. It started way back in 2020 when COVID hit. Right, I started a podcast for the first few months. I think it was originally called 7-Eleven Sports,
Okay.
where it was just 7 topics, 11 minutes, just real quick before I went to work. Right, just didn't want to too much, and of course the sports world was pretty much shut down. And then in October of 20, I started my first YouTube channel, renamed it Sports Town, and basically did the same content. I did more podcast related stuff back then. Now I'm more in just like creating videos and stuff like that. And then the next year I started my TikTok account. At first it blew up, but then it's kind of leveled out recently. But again, you can get I'm pretty much on all the social media sites. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, or X. You can get me on TikTok. YouTube is big, of course. I try to release content every day: football, basketball, baseball, all that stuff. You can either find me on Sportstown or Sportstown Network. Been doing it for about 3 years, so it's a fun thing to do. And just look up Sportstown, and you can check me out there.
Now, what part of the map, JJ, for the people who are getting in tune with you, what part of the map are you from? Where are you located? Where do you reside at?
So I'm actually located in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay, in Iowa. Okay.
Yep, located in Iowa. I pretty much do everything in my apartment here where I'm currently at. It's kind of small, but
That's what we do.
pretty much every
That's
day,
what we do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you always been into sports even before the whole content creation element? Have you always been a sports guy?
I have been, yeah. So my dad was actually a coach and a teacher. He was he was a high school coach. Pretty much when I was born, I was big into football and basketball right away. Baseball, of course. In high school, I played pretty much all the sports. I did football, baseball, basketball. Yeah, pretty much I've just lived with sports. I mean, it's literally been my number one thing. I enjoy it. And it's pretty much been my whole entire life. So,
fellas, all 4 of us are content creators, right? Can y'all go back and remember to that one video that you made that made you feel like, oh, okay, I think I can do this, or this is the lane that I think I want to be in? Can you guys go back to that particular video and kind of recap how that played out? Was it the views on it? What was it about that particular content that made you feel like, okay, I think this is where I belong?
Man, so with me in the battle rap world, hip hop world, it was 2017. I believe it was 2017. It was Murder Mook versus Averb.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing recaps and started in 2017. At the beginning of that year, I was only getting like 20 views, 30 views, 50 views. They started slightly going up through the months, but then I believe November of 2017 hits, and that that event happens. The Rare Breed event happens
On RBE. Yep.
RBE, and I recap the battle. Then I look up, and I'm not paying no mind. I'm just like, man, because I just love to talk about hip hop and all of that. So I'm just like, oh, it's just a hobby. Then I seen it went up to 7,000 views overnight, and I was like, oh my gosh, people had a whole bunch of comments and likes and all of that stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, people are watching my content. So yeah, that's when it was for me.
And you wind up getting Mook on your platform.
Yeah, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Crazy. Yeah. Then we Dame Dash, Mook, all of them ended up coming to the platform. So that's you just put it in perspective for me. I didn't even think about that. Appreciate that.
Dope. That's dope. What about you, Hank? Was there a video or a reel or short or something that you did in the sports game that made you feel like, oh yeah, man, I'm about to start my sports games vision, and this is where I'm locking in with? Did you have one of them moments of clarity?
It's been a process for me. I'm probably the newest on the whole panel.
Okay.
But for me, I'm a creative, period. I like to write. like stories, all type of stuff. So for me, it's the process of creation that I really like the most.
Right.
Putting it together. I know even me with my editing kind of slow and sucky sometimes, but even that, the feeling of putting it out there and then getting some of the responses, especially if it does pretty well. And then, like I said, just the process, just creation is I really love it. And of course, I love sports, so doing that with the creation, for me has been a win.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And you've been doing your thing, man. So keep doing your shit, man. You definitely doing your
Thank you.
shit out here. I'm a big fan, and I'm glad we all locked in and getting shit some work done. What about you, JJ? Was there a shining moment or a video that you put out there and you got some feedback from that made you feel like, okay, I'm about to start this sports town thing? Like, what was that moment for you, or if there was one?
Yeah, so there's been a few, but there was one video where I think it was it's probably 2 years ago now. It was like February of 22, and I think it was like a Thursday night, and I was just trying to think of what kind of video to do, right? And I just thought of doing, I think it was actually about Lamar Jackson,
Okay.
and I uploaded a contract situation and just basically I think it took me maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours to do. But I upload this video to TikTok, actually. I uploaded to YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff, but I uploaded to TikTok first. I did all the stuff. Then I went to bed that night. I wake up around like 6, 7 a.m., right? Because I'm about to go to
And that
work.
thing blew
And
up.
then I found out that, yeah, there's like a bunch of views, a bunch of comments, and I'm like, wow, okay, maybe this might that was probably the point where just got a bunch of views, and I'm like, there was a bunch of comments, and I was like, wow, okay, maybe I am decent at this, right? So
Yeah, yeah, man. Definitely doing your thing. Social media is a bitch, man. I'm telling you. It really will not just make us feel like we can do things, it gives us opportunities to actually prove it. There's so many outlets thanks to the internet, and social media now that you can, provide whatever type of skill set, talent that you think you bring to the table. And there's going to be a pocket of people that's going to appreciate it. You just got to find it. I think, for me, I've been creating content for years. And I've always felt like I've made good listening content, good creative content, a variety of different content, but reaching out to professionals, athletes, people, professionals in the media, taking chances on getting interviews and stuff like that, and getting approvals for them. That really was my, standout moments, because it just gave me the confirmation that it's not just a talking shit platform or a talking shit brand. Like, people have to find some type of credibility or significance in the platform. They don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but they do understand that the arguments, the debates are coming from knowledgeable, genuine people that knows the game, and not just creating a whole bunch of narratives and gossip. I've never had a rumor mill, and people have respected the platform. And then when I'm getting that same appreciation to a fault from professional athletes and stuff, that was really my moment that I was like, okay, man, I need to just continue to just keep my head down. Might not never blow up, but at least I know that I'm on a right track of not just being somebody out here making a bunch of goofy content that is just not a good look, regardless of the views. You know what I'm saying? So that's for me.
We need that 30 for 30 though, because that's
I
like,
gotta,
you understand
I
that.
gotta get back into that.
That's like, you don't understand. Like, I don't, JJ Hank, I don't know if y'all seen his, like, when he gets in that 30 for 30 bag, it's like on some like next level. Like, we need that back, Seven. We need
and it
that
was
back,
so
bro.
and it was so pivotal in the realm that BA and I come from, because they didn't have any type of documentary storylines. Battle rap was just straight about the bars, and then it got to certain media trying to be the stars, but there was no unique type of real content going on. So I did find that lane, and then I kind of converted over with it to the sports. I started doing the Mitchell Report. So, niggas just figuring things out. But what about the flip side of it, fellas? What was the worst time in your career as a content creator? What was that one moment maybe that really pissed you off or made you feel like you wanted to quit? Y'all ever went through those types of vibes?
Who was it? Yeah, anybody want to go first? I definitely got one.
Since I'm the rookie on the panel, I would say, yeah, a lot. You put out a video that does real well, and next time you hear crickets, like that make you like want to
The
quit.
views.
Yeah.
Views. Okay.
But yeah, like even when I first started, like my first was starting by talking about the Lakers and LeBron, and like I had like one view for like like 3 months. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I might not be doing this long. So and then it start picking up. But yeah, that basically, it happens. Just keep putting the content out there and the people will find you.
Gotta keep working. What about you, JJ? Was there a bad moment in your young career as a media personality?
There's been a few. I definitely had a few like Hank, where you do all this work, take like 4 to 6 hours edit, you take all this recording, do all this research, and then it gets like 5 views. You get no comments, nothing. It's like, man, that was a waste of time. Or you're just tired and you're like, I don't want to do this right now. Or you post something and then you realize that it's not very good quality or something like that. Or you get a comment where you messed up on something and it's like, oh crap, I can't just delete it now. But it's like, that's the worst, especially because I know too with like, or when you work really hard for a video, gets nothing. It's all about that algorithm. For every social media site, it's different every time.
It's so like, different, bro. It's crazy. It's not even so much about your content. It's about everything. It's so weird, bro. It is so weird. You're right about that. What about you, BA?
Just like what these two gentlemen said, it's I still do that now. I'll put out something and it'll have like 150, 200 views. I put out another video and I have a couple thousand, 10,000 or something crazy. And I'm just like, oh yeah, we did something. And that is frustrating. And it's like, I guess people don't understand how like really, especially when you edit videos, it takes time. It takes time. Like you have to be precise. You're actually mentally like working your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, I need to take this. I need to have this fade in the right spot and put that type of workout. And only a very few people see it. Like literally, a very few people see it. Can drive you nuts. But I do want to say, for me, it's when I would drop stories. Right, I'll be the first person to drop a story in my particular field by whatever type of information that I got from leaked sources and all of that stuff, for the sources I got for what I do. And I would drop it, and then I would get a couple hundred views, but then somebody else from much bigger platform will grab it, and then they'll have 100,000 views, 131, 500,000 views, and I'm like, what?
And I'm gonna tell you how dirty the battle rap culture is. Not only will they grab it, they'll grab it from you.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll take your shit, spin it, and double and triple the views on it based upon who they are, their popularity. The fan base just totally overlooks that he just said the same shit verbatim BA said in his video.
They do it in the sports world too. They do it in the sports world
too. It's crazy.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith does it all the time.
For me, and it hasn't bothered me, Hank and I, we was chopping it up about it. I don't know if y'all fellas are even aware about it, but like I'm currently being targeted right now. Like my channel, this LakerLand channel, is on the second strike right now. This channel I'm being targeted by. There's a woman by the name. I really don't even want to mention her name until I get.
Don't mention it.
It's like Voldemort. No.
Yeah. It's just nasty work. But there's a female who Shannon Sharp had some issues with prior that I had did a story on, and her and I have just had some back and forth interactions, and she has gotten a couple strikes on my channel based off of pictures of her that I've had in some of my content. Weird as hell that I could get striked for photographs that she's claiming to own from the photographer and all types of crap. So she has been really trying to get me out of here. And it's funny to me because, like I say, and BA mentioned it, it's not always about the quantity, it's the quality. You never know who's watching your content. You may not have a bunch of views on every video, but you never know who's who's locked in, who's searching their name on social media. I did the video on Robert Covington and from the form of LA Clipper, and him and I had some interactions and dialogue on social media, based off of him being the type of guy that just search his name on Twitter to see if anybody talking about him. Like people do that all the time.
Who was the Oscar guy you said like the LakerLand video? Somebody won an Oscar?
I forgot his name. He played in I forgot his name, but he played in, was it The Shy from Showtime? It was somebody, but we just had a celebrity. I forgot who it was. Two of them, matter of fact, because it was someone else on a media platform that was impressed with the content. So we just working, man. That's it. We just working.
So
all you can do.
I do want to say this for all aspiring content creators. I'm not the biggest content creator in the world. My channel is not that big, but what I will say is there would be days where I would actually create content and recap and do all of these other stuff that I do with my channel. And I would only get, like I said, 10, 15 views. But what I learned is I'm doing it because I love to do it, opposed to just doing it just so I can get views, if that makes sense.
No, like, absolutely.
No matter the views, if you consistent with what you do, and you actually, like I said, love what you do, and you do it actually for the love, all that other stuff comes, because now I can look, and I started off with like 20 subscribers, and it took me 2 years to get monetized to get 1,100 subscribers. And then every year after that, I've been slowly building up, and I'm almost at 20,000 subscribers.
That's a fact. Yep.
Counting. And that's just on that platform. We're not even talking about the 30-some thousand on TikTok or whatever or whatnot. But it was all consistency, and just be consistent, because it's quality. You never know who's watching you. It's not about the big masses of surfs out there just like, oh, let me just let it be the person that the one person that really likes you, or that's a quality type human being who has a big network, might retweet you, might share your stuff.
Yeah.
So just just be consistent and do it because you love it, not just because, oh, I need to get all of these views, because you ain't gonna get nowhere. You're gonna fall
because you can't control it. You really can't control the algorithm unless you really know what you're doing. JJ, do you have any advice to give to up and coming content creators?
Yeah, just keep on grinding. Like every day it's a grind. Now you don't necessarily have to do it every day, but if you want to get bigger, you're most likely going to have to make content almost every day. It doesn't matter what platform is. The algorithm for every platform, if it be like TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or even Twitter/X, everything is different. So a lot of times you have to find your niche or your platform, but it's just a grind every day. And yeah, don't try to go viral right away, because you won't. It's just so weird. So it's almost like rocket science, right? You have to that's how the algorithms are almost. But
yeah,
the equation got to be perfect. The equation has to be perfect and precise.
And it's like you don't go viral trying to go viral. Everybody that tries to go viral, they always fall flat. Like that. Going viral it's called viral for a reason. It's something unique. Like it's hard to really duplicate that unless you now have a platform that's just got a bunch of followers. Everything you do can potentially go viral. What about you, Hank, before we spin off? Any advice you got to give to any up and coming YouTubers or content creators, bro?
Pretty much echoing the sentiments of my fellas here. All you guys, like, just got to keep going. Especially if you got to pick something that you really like and love to do, because if you don't, you're gonna want to give up. Like, like I said, 1 view in like 3 months, you're gonna just like, I put all this time into this video and nobody, you know, pretty much you didn't do anything wrong. It's just the algorithm. So just keep on working, enjoying it, have fun with it, and everything else will come. But yeah, and then of course having the fellowship of you guys inspire me watching your guys' content. Like, okay,
likewise.
Yeah, likewise, man.
How do you be a last question, because we talk about views, and I would anticipate that that's an issue with all up and coming content creators. You know, it's always the view count. It's always that, not that we feel entitled, but like, let's just be real. When you see certain videos or certain platforms with all these views or subscribers or what have you, it just goes to show how many people are in the sports community watching this type of content. So it's just like, hey, I don't even care that you agree or disagree with my take. But why is it that the video is not being seen? Like, YouTube is like hiding my content. Like, it's not even about the people disagreeing with your take. We are fighting for the video to even get seen. That's always been a big thing.
Yeah.
So
They don't want to be like
that.
Poetic Justice. Our videos, we be like, I know I look good as that dude.
Yeah. I know I look better than him.
That's a fact. For the latest and greatest on your Los Angeles Lakers, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we appreciate the support. Follow us on social media at LakerLand Show, and join our Playback TV room for our free VIP access to our Lakers watch parties, and of course the LakerLand podcast. That's playback.tv/LakerLand.